I always, do you guys hear that when she says that?
Yeah.
And it's so creepy sounding.
Like,
it
they're
is
gonna warn
creepy.
me. Oh, it's very creepy. All right, so just a little bit of an overview. We are partnered with Beachbody. If you haven't heard of them, they are a billion-dollar company. They just went public. They run the health and fitness world for at-home workouts, and we get to use their entire library to help people get success and results that want some help on their journey, or to build an empire and create some income potential and freedom for themselves. So I'm Brooke King. I know that we've texted very briefly, and everybody will introduce themselves as we go around, but I've been a coach for 7.5 years, and we are super amped this week in particular because it's the week that we usually are all together taking over some city somewhere at our annual conference. But once again, we're virtual, hopefully for the very last time. And so we're just excited to be together, and we have a couple things this week where people are going to be virtual or even in person. And so when I got started, it was, like I said, 7.5 years ago. I was just trying to fit back into my pre-pregnancy jeans after 2 C-sections in 18 months. And, my husband ordered a CD off an infomercial, and I was so pissed, but because it was just something else to collect dust. But then Shaun T, I don't know, have you ever done Insanity or heard of him? He's just amazing. And when he comes into your family room, you can't help yourself but to get excited about your journey. So that happened to me, that happened to my husband. And ever since then, we haven't strayed from at-home workouts, because Beachbody is the best of the best and keeps coming up with the top of the line programs and nutritionals and all of the things that we need to have an awesome journey. So with all of our own personal physical journey, we all became coaches so that we could kick it up a notch, help other people, pay it forward, and make an income doing that. And it was amazing in so many different levels and so many different ways. And we all come from different backgrounds, and we've all had different successes and different hopes and dreams and visions. And we're just going to kind of share a little bit about that tonight so that you can kind of see if that's something you might be interested in. So do we want to, Hadley, do you want to talk about kind of what we do on a regular basis? What
Yes,
our job
absolutely.
description is?
Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm sitting in the dark. My light bulbs burned out right before we got on the call, and I was trying to change it, and they're blinking. So I was I'm just going to have to sit in the dark. So my name is Hadley Sorensen, and I've been doing this for 5.5 years now, which feels so crazy to say. My story is kind of similar to Brooke's. I started down this path and didn't look back. I've just loved every second of it. But I know that kind of what we do is the biggest question that people really have. What does it really mean to be a coach? And I will tell you that there is no right or wrong way to do it. Everyone kind of puts their own stamp on it. In fact, all of us on here probably do things a little bit differently, but at its core, the really neat thing is that our main job is to work on ourselves, right? Our job is to be on our own health and fitness journey, working hard on ourselves, trying to get better, trying to be as healthy as we can without worrying about perfection, right? Our job is not to be perfect. It's just to be trying consistently. And so we are taking care of ourselves first. We're on our own journey, and then we're sharing that journey with others and inviting them to join us. So we're using what's working for us to inspire other people out there that really need that inspiration. And there are so many people that need that inspiration. And the really neat thing about Beachbody and the fact that we do everything virtually from home, it really kind of lowers the barrier to entry for people who don't have the money or the time to get a personal trainer or join a big fancy gym, or they're totally intimidated, or they feel like they're so far out of shape that they don't know where to start. We kind of eliminate all of those barriers, right? We have workout programs for everyone. We have, a nutrition plan for everyone. There's just, and you're doing it from home, right? So you eliminate a lot of those barriers. And so we share our journey, we inspire people, we invite them to do along with us, and then we set them up with their own program so they can get started themselves. And we run these virtual accountability groups to hold people accountable, right? So we're not just selling them some like workout DVD. I mean, we don't use the DVDs anymore, but as an example, and then we're sending them off on their own. We're setting them up with this fitness program, and then we're actually coaching them through the process. We're not personal trainers. We don't have to be. All of those tools are created for us, but we use them and then help guide them through and cheer them on along the way and hold them accountable and support them. And it's really kind of magical, as cheesy as that sounds, to watch what happens when, you see women start that process and start to feel more confident as they progress through a fitness program and learn how to eat well. It's really amazing. So that's a big part of it. We're on our own journey, we inspire other people, and then we help them do the same thing.
Definitely, 100%. And it's great because we have all of this stuff handed to us to use. It's all the resources are already created for us. The library of workouts is already created for us. And it's just a silver platter opportunity, really. So like Courtney was talking about a little bit earlier, some of the fears that she had, and we all had a lot of the same fears. So when you think that you're like, oh my God, how am I going to inspire anybody? How am I going to do these things? I feel like a lot of people were in those exact same shoes. Erin, do you want to talk a little bit about like fears that you may have had before you got started and then kind of what you found?
Sure, because I had all of them. So when I started Beachbody 4.5 years ago, I was 220 pounds. I was pre-diabetic. I'm a single mom. I was not making ends meet. I literally scraped everything I could together to even start this process. And so at the same time that I started getting results and being asked about the coaching opportunity, I was saying no. Meanwhile, I couldn't pay my bills. So it was all kind of, it was just fear. It was just fear that I wasn't at my goal weight yet, or really anywhere close. And I had no social media. If you look at my social media prior to 2017, I was posting an occasional picture of my kids or something that I reposted from somebody else, some meme or something. There was no content to it. I had made it for some reason, like personal in my head when I started Facebook in 2008, that I was never going to send a friend request. I was only going to accept friend requests. I wasn't going to send them to anybody. So I had no idea of like building this. And the biggest thing was that I had no confidence in myself. I had no belief that I was going to stick to this or that I could help other people. I mean, I was still so stuck in the journey of figuring out what I was even supposed to do. And I think that's one of the things that's really cool about this is we have vital behaviors as coaches, and it helps kind of guide us on what we need to do. And personal development is a huge part of it. And so realizing your own strengths, I always say to my team, the physical strength leads to mental strength. And so the fact that I could stick to a workout program and I could increase my weight from the 3 and 8 pounds that I started, all just contributed to me believing in myself, which then led to this ability to help other people. And I think one of the things that we, get stuck on is thinking that we have to be perfect and we have to have all the answers and that's how we help other people. But the reality is people want to be in your mess with you. They want to work through it with you. They want to know that you have a bad day and you show up anyway, or your nutrition is struggling and you're here anyway. And so when you realize that the more real that you are, the more that you relate to other people, I think that's when kind of your fears actually become your strengths, because you get to share all of that and you get to, be honest about, what's holding you back. Is it that you're an introvert or that you're afraid of social media or that you're not at your goal weight? Those are all the things that people relate to that make you actually a stronger, more personable coach.
Totally. They relate to you on your journey for sure. Now, what about like the biggest thing that people always come to me with is time. They don't have enough time. They're so busy and they want a cookie for how busy they are. Everybody's plate is so overflowingly full. Like, what would you say about that? Like how much time does it actually take to build a business?
So here's the thing. Time is a funny thing, and it is true. Everyone wants a reward for being busy. And that's what I love about this too. Like our goal is literally to take care of ourselves. That is our job. And so rather than like, I'm too busy to get my workout in, we could turn it around. Like I have to show up and do this for myself every day. But it really is what you have to put in it. Like if people say to me, I don't have any time, I say, well, how much time do you have? And where can you find it? Because for me, like I said, I'm a single mom. I work full time. So sometimes I find it sitting in car line for 10 minutes, or a kid has a practice and I sit on the bleachers and get work in. For me, I get up early. So I wake up in the morning and I do like 15 to 20 minutes of work while I drink my pre-workout and get my workout in. And then I get my post done. And so I think it's what your business goals are and what time you can put into it. And as long as those align, and as long as you're consistent with what what you can put in and what you can do and showing up. I mean, people need to see you show up every day. What that looks like to you can be different, but you can't ask people to be consistent and to show up with you if you're wishy-washy in and out. So even if you're showing up to talk about your struggles or to post nutrition instead of a workout or whatever, it doesn't really matter how you show up every day, but you do have to show up every day. But the time that you put in can be totally up to you. For me, I make up my time on the weekends too. I have teenagers now, so they sleep really late. So I can get up on a Saturday and I can put 2 or 3 hours of work in. Whereas, maybe somebody with like Hadley who has younger kids that has more time during the week, maybe she chooses to put in a minimal time on a Saturday. So you can make it work for you depending on your schedule.
Yeah, I have a full-time job as well, and I will work during the pockets of my time, more so in the morning and a lot during the evening after dinner when the kids go to bed. So all in all, for me, if I'm head down straight on, I would say a couple hours a day, but not including those pockets throughout. So if it's like head down, focused, all in, I would say about 2 hours. But what Erin said before, we have these behaviors that help us guide ourselves and what those business activities look like. So we do have a ton of training for you guys to dig yourself into and learn what those activities look like and what that means when we say business activities and we're working during that, focus hour. So we have a lot of resources for you guys to utilize.
They make it really easy when we talk about business activities. It's basically like a checklist. Like if you do these things every day or almost every day, you're going to start, accumulating success. And the time thing too, I'll just add, it evolves, right? When I first started 5 years ago, I maybe spent 10, 15 minutes a day because I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. I was really busy, all the things. But as I started getting more and more into it, and I started seeing the vision for where it could take me and what I wanted to do with it, and then my kids got older and were in school for longer, then I started spending more and more time. And so now I consider myself doing this full time. But for me, that's like 3 or 4 hours a day compared to, and it's still fit into all these crazy cracks, right? Around the mom cracks, around taking my kids to swim team and going on fun summer adventures and all that stuff. But again, I started with like 10 minutes a day.
Right. And I'm glad you chimed in with that, Hadley, because I know you guys are brand new and you're like, whoa. But at the beginning, it's really doing your workout and sharing that. These Hadley and Pam and Erin have built teams. So a lot of their time also is with their teams and helping their coaches and that kind of stuff. But at the beginning, it's not a lot of time. And like they said, we do have a checklist that is basically like, here's how much time to spend on this. And if you want to put in an hour a day, you're going to have success. And here's what to do to have that. But if you want to have like ultimate success, you just put in more. If you're kind of like, getting your feet wet, then you put in less. It's totally up to you. So time is, whatever. We've all built this, very busy, full-time jobs and all that kind of stuff. So it fits in pockets. And like Hadley said, kind of when you catch the bug and you start helping people and you see what the potential is, then you want to put more time in. So you just find that more time.
Yeah, you start helping your first couple people and it's like, oh my gosh, this is addicting. Like I want to help more people. I remember having that mindset and I still have it to this day. more months, some months are harder than others, but it's like, you get this fire in your belly and you're like, I want more people to help. So, it keeps us going for sure.
Pam, do you want to share what you love the most about coaching?
Yeah, I mean, I would go through that. I mean, the success that we see as coaches when we put our hands into helping someone achieve what they are looking for is just one in a million. I mean, that is one thing that I love checking in with my discount coaches and my challengers, and that they succeeded in something, whether it's a non-scale victory or whatever it is, it could be anything. I mean, that to me as a coach is like everything. The other thing I would say is that I feel like I've said it before, but it's more of a cliche thing, but it's true. I needed to fill a void in my life. As a mom, I needed something for me, something other than my full-time job, something other than my kids, something other than my family. I needed something for me to focus on, and coaching and health and fitness filled that void 100% to this day. And it's definitely something for me. So I just needed it. I needed something else. Everything is so cookie cutter, like, Groundhog's Day, everything's the same. I just had to change that up, and coaching brought that to me. Absolutely.
What about you, Hadley? What do you love the most, real quick?
Oh, it's so hard to pick one, but I'll say the community. I agree with everything Pam said, but the community, our team, and not just our team, but like the community you build in your challenge groups with all of your clients as they're working towards their goals. Just this environment of like women supporting women and really encouraging them to go after their goals and to succeed. And it's just so empowering. And, I didn't know any of these women except for Brooke 5.5 years ago. And now they're like a part of my family, and the fun we've had and the support they've given me and the things that we've seen each other through in our lives. I mean, it's just really amazing. And it's really, our table is always growing. There's always more seats at the table. I love the way we just bring new people in and fold them into the community, and we just keep going. I feel really fortunate to have found this crew.
What about you, Erin?
It's hard to go third or last after those. Yeah,
So
all of that.
Right? And just say ditto.
Right.
All
like
of the
you
above.
said, it's that, but for me, like I mentioned, I'm a single mom too, and being able to show within my own family, to show my kids what's possible in terms of health and showing up and working for something and being a part of it. And they are all in on this because they went on a paid for cruise a couple years ago. And they love all these guys. And so they are all in, but being able to, show them that and have that affect my family and my kids and what they believe. I mean, they believe that you can work hard and you can accomplish anything, and you can build something for yourself, and you can prioritize your health and, all of those things. My daughter said one of the best things I've ever taught her was that self-care is important. And the fact that we have, can make such a lasting impression on strangers and people on the internet and all of that, but our own families and our own kids is so awesome.
Totally. So my favorite thing, and in addition to all the things that they said, because I was spinning on the hamster wheel of life and needed something for myself, and I needed an opportunity to have something social with friends in my sweatpants from my computer, was I was always an athlete. So the whole like being a part of a team, working as a team, winning as a team, getting recognized as a team, earning trips, earning all of this stuff that we can take our kids on, that we can just have a husband's away, whatever we want to do. And then honestly, for me, it was when I had my kids and I had to drop them off at daycare to go to my full-time job, and I had to leave them when they were sick. It gave me a platform to make money. Now I have the chills because this is like my thing, is it gave me a platform to make an income doing something that I absolutely love with a team that I'm obsessed with, and walk away from corporate America, because that was my vision from the second that I started. Was I always wanted to be present with my kids, but I always wanted to contribute to the family's bottom line in a big way. And this is 100% allowed me to do that. And people always ask us, how do we make money? Right. So I'm just going to tell you. So as a coach, right, you open a coach account, whether you're a discount coach and you're just looking for 25% off everything, or you're a hobby coach and you're looking to make a couple $100 a month or a year or whatever, or you're an all-in coach and you just want to take it to the top and make 6-7 figures. I haven't heard of anyone making 8 yet, but 6 or 7 figures. It's totally up to you. Our disclaimer literally says, like, whatever you put into the business is what you're going to get out of it. And it's amazing. So when you become a coach, you get that coach account. The first thing that happens is you make 25% on anything goes through your business. My husband's in sales. He's been in sales his whole entire life, and I've never seen a comp plan that good. So 25% on anybody that does anything to get into your groups, right? So that's going to be huge commission. Second, you get team cycle bonus. And this is going to end up being how you create residual income down the road. This is how you create an income that keeps growing and growing and growing. And that's based on the volume. So we're a binary system, right? So everything's going to fall into 2 sides. And then the volume of your team is going to help you earn bonuses. Past that, it gets confusing. It's crazy. There's 9 ways that we earn income. There's bonuses based on rank. There's bonuses based on volume. There's bonuses based on how many people you bring on board that month. All sorts of things add up to really whatever you want to make it, and whatever that income potential that you want, that income that you need to replace, that income that you need to make the ends meet. When people tell me they have no time, I'm like, you're missing the point. The whole point here is to create time and financial freedom. It really is, so that you can spend your time doing what you want to do. And if that's working your butt off, and if that's being home with your kids and working in pockets throughout the night or the morning, then that's what it is. And that's what this platform and this business and this partnership with Beachbody gives you. It hands you on a silver platter an entire infrastructure already created. If you were to go create any other business, it's going to cost thousands, right? To like figure that out. Here at Beachbody's like, here we have a multi-billion-dollar organization that we're going to literally give you all access to. And when they do that, it gives you the opportunity to create it to be whatever you want to be. We're in 4 countries. We just went public, so I'm assuming we're going to be expanding like crazy that way. I'm assuming the doors are about to just like blow open with opportunity, even more than we've had the past 20 years that they've been around. But really, whether your goal is to leave corporate America and be home with your kids, or just have extra income for fun stuff, we did that for a lot of years. Then that's totally up to you, whatever it is that you want to do. But whatever you want to make your vision or your dreams or your whatever is 100% possible when you have a fire in your belly every morning and are living out your passion, for sure. So the income is there. You can make it whatever you want to be, 100%. So we'll do question and answers right after this, but real quick, what happens when you want to say yes, right? When you're ready to take that plunge and get going, then what's going to happen is you're going to talk to your coach. They're going to be like, all right, awesome. Let's go. Let's figure out your pack, right? So your challenge pack is going to be the best way to get started, because you guys, hold your pants. Guess how much it costs to become a coach? $39.95 for the entire infrastructure. Everything in the world handed to you on a silver platter, $39.95. However, you don't get the workouts or the shakes or anything that's awesome for you. So we always suggest the challenge pack, because that's going to be 12 months of Beachbody on demand, which gets you all 80 programs at your disposal, streamable from anywhere that you have Wi-Fi. And then a bag of either Shakeology, which is our meal replacement shake. It's full of everything that you need for your entire vitamins, minerals, veggies, fruits for the day. Or the performance stack, which is the pre-workout and the post-workout. And then your coaching fee is waived when you get that. Then what's going to happen is your coach is going to add you to a team page. It's going to be like you're walking into a party where you know no one, and then you leave with all your best friends. Everybody's all of a sudden like so happy to see you. You're automatically making connections. You get the community no matter what you ever do with this business. It doesn't even matter if you sell a thing, you get the community, and you have all of these fit sisters to like do life with. It's amazing. And then we'll get on a call and talk about your goals and make sure that your goals align with the work that you're going to put in, because this is not a get rich quick. It is not something where money's just going to start falling from trees. Like, you have to do work. It is very simple what you have to do. And it is a simple business, and it's a simple, I don't know, process, I guess is the word, but it is hard. It is not easy peasy. You know, it is hard work. You're going to have to do the things. You can't just like say you're doing them and then hope things are going to happen. But the reward for doing all of it is better than anything I've ever been a part of. So it's amazing. And like Hadley or someone was saying, that we have 4 vital behaviors. If you follow them, you're going to find the success. Everybody before you that's done it has found that success. And that's why they're there. So we have like step-by-step, here's how to make it. You just have to do the things. And when you're ready to do them, guys, the sky is the limit. There's nothing that can get in your way. Does anybody else have anything to add to that before we do questions? If anybody has any?
I'll add one thing that I think differentiates us. There's so many companies doing stuff not like this out there, but there's so many direct sales MLM companies, and we are so different from them in so many ways. No one does what we do, right? In terms of offering the total solution for people to get healthy. And really, I think the big difference is that with most companies, whether it's skincare or makeup or whatever, when somebody goes and hits the like purchase button from your website, that's the end of your relationship. That's the end of the transaction. They bought something, they're moving on. You're in sales, right? You're just selling stuff. But with us, it is so much different than that, right? We are not just selling Beachbody stuff. When someone hits that purchase button, it's just the beginning of our relationship. It's not the end. And we're really there, not just as a salesperson, but as a coach, as a guide, as a cheerleader. It's so much more than that. And I just feel like that's important to add, because we're not like any other company out there.
Totally. What questions do you guys have? Anything?
It's a little past 9, so